Hi, welcome to my channel, CC Studies CPA, where I am sharing updates on my journey studying for the CPA exam, as well as sharing tips, market updates, case studies, pronouncements depending on the day that I might come across that I might find interesting, or that help me with studying. All right, so let's get into today's update. As of today, I finished questions for chapter 1 in FAR. I'm using Roger CPA, by the way. And I also finished a quiz associated with chapter 1, and I'm happy with my results. I did pass, technically, and so I'm gonna push on and go to chapter 2. I'm also happy that I did not spend too much time reviewing. As for today's sort of additional tidbit, one interesting thing about chapter 1 that I noticed was that a particular topic was included that wasn't there previously, and it was included recently, regarding pension plan financial statements, basically. And so I was curious about why, it was included. I mean, like literally in chapter 1, right? So I did a bit of digging, and as a result, I am excited to share an accounting industry update with you today, regarding employee benefit plans, EBP. So to me, the market for audit services related to employee benefit plans is going to continue to expand, in part because limited scope audits have been eliminated, and or at least essentially eliminated, and um, or at least in their traditional sense, have been eliminated in the sense that instead of basically giving a rubber stamp to companies and, basically making it so that auditors don't really have to do anything, they have to actually do, something now at a minimum. But besides the limited scope audits, basically being eliminated, limited scope audits of the past that we had practices, and more robust, a little slightly more robust one being introduced, more financial statement audits will have also been required in tandem for employee benefit plans overall. So why? So here's the T, right? It started with the Department of Labor. They came out with an audit quality report, I want to say in like 2018 or around then. Before I get into that report, though, first a bit of background. So, according to, I'm gonna read this. You see me looking around. According to the AICPA Employee Benefit Plan Audit Quality Center 2018 publication titled "Employee Benefits Plans Financial Statement Audits." Let's scroll down. So according to that publication, the Employee Retirement Security Act of 1974, ERISA, generally requires employee benefit plans with 100 or more participants to have an independent financial statement audit as part of the plan sponsor's obligation to file a Form 5500. Financial statement audits provide an independent third-party opinion to participants, plan management, the DOL, other interested parties that the plan's financial statements provide reliable information to assess the plan's present and future ability to pay benefits. A financial statement audit helps protect the financial integrity of the employee benefit plan, which helps users determine whether the necessary funds will be available to pay retirement, health, and promised benefits to participants. The audit may also help plan management improve and streamline plan operations by evaluating the strength of the plan's internal control over financial reporting and identifying control weaknesses or plan operational errors. And the audit helps the plan sponsor carry out its legal responsibility to file a complete and accurate Form 5500 for the plan with the DOL. And I will link link this publication in the comments as well. All right, so what happened, right? Major amounts of botching of the financial statements with some of these employee benefit plans. It was just like too significant to ignore. So, DOL, they came out with their audit quality report. AICPA actually came out with a publication summarizing that report. So, as summarized by the AICPA EPBAQC publication, DOL audit quality study, unacceptable major audit deficiencies. There are many offenses on the list, basically. But let me read the ones found in at least 5% of the 400 audits reviewed. So we have in notes receivables, there was no adequate or no or inadequate testing of compliance with the plan. That was 30 out of the 400. Where that was the case. Also note receivables, 21 out of the 400, no work performed. Under contributions received and receivables, 53 of the 400, there was a failure to test timely remittance of employee contributions. 35 of the 400, there was failure to test compliance with plan compensation provisions. For 24 out of the 500, there was no or inadequate testing of the use of forfeitures. Under benefit payments, 41 of the 400, there was no recalculation of benefit payments. For 38 out of the 400, there was no or inadequate work regarding eligibility of individuals receiving the benefit. For 28 out of the 400, there was no work performed for benefit payments. For participant data, including individual participant accounts, for 89 of the 400, there was failure to adequately test allocations to participant accounts. Oh my gosh. There was 73 of the 400, no or insufficient testing of the payroll data. For 68 of the 400, there was no or inadequate testing of participant investment options. For 41 of the 400, there was no reconciliation of total individual participant accounts to total plan assets. That's wild. For 35 of the 400, there was failure to adequately test eligibility, terminations, and forfeitures. For 29 of the 400, there was failure to test compliance with plan compensation provisions. Under parties and interest, prohibited transactions, for 46 of the 400, there was no work performed regarding this. For 39 of the 400, there was failure to document related parties or parties in interest at all. For 29 of the 400, there was failure to document results of inquiries of management. Then under plan tax status for 27 of the 400, there was no work performed at all. For 20 of the 400, there was no evidence IRS tax compliance tests were reviewed. For commitments and contingencies, for 33 out of the 400, there was no work performed at all. For administrative expenses, for 55 out of 400, there was no work performed at all. For subsequent events, 42 of the 400, there was no work performed at all. For compliance with GAS and GAAP, for 57 out of the 400, there was inadequate footnote disclosures. And for 28 out of the 400, there was inappropriate presentation of financial information on the financial statements. So we have these deficiencies. What does it mean? It means that basically too many beneficiaries and plan providers do not have reporting associated with their plans. Proper reporting associated with their plans. And that can create a whole multitude of issues with the public trust of retirement plan benefits, basically pensions in the long run, in the short run even. As a result, the AICPA set out to address, the issue with what appears to be at least a three-pronged approach. It's not like they released a three-pronged approach document anywhere. I'm just, based off of what I'm seeing at least three different methods, or at least three different solutions being applied to this issue. So the first being creating a center of excellence. So the AICPA, they did create, and they do have, I don't know if this is as a result of this, what happened here, but they do have and continue to promote the AICPA EPBAQC, which is the American Institute for Certified Public Accountants, Employee Benefit Plan, Audit Quality Center. Number two, they are also, they're putting out multiple publications, educating plan sponsors, administrators, and trustees about the independent audit of the financial statements of an employee benefit plan. Because, only when you really know, or like know about something, can you really solve a problem. And also, just addressing that lack of awareness, it seems, and also putting the ball back in the court of all of these people, because if you do know and then you don't do what you're supposed to do, that's a different story. And then number three, the AICP is also educating and bringing awareness to incoming CPAs like me, CPA exam candidates, by communicating with review course providers and updating the CPA FAR exam blueprints. I am very happy to see this step taken by the AICPA and the DOL report to bring transparency to the issue, and that it's all playing out now. This all some of this happened in basically 2018, but it's actually playing out now in terms of CPA exam candidates like me actually seeing the material show up like in our studies, so that as incoming CPAs, like we know what to look out for, and we're going to have a tendency to actually want to get involved in this kind of thing, which I think is good, putting it in our awareness and psyche. But yeah, building public trust. That's one of the reasons I actually love this profession, and continue to push through in this accounting profession. It's one of the reasons I want to be a CPA, to actually build trust, because I think the honesty, transparency, improving the financial markets is very important. It's sappy, but it's true. All right, so this was a longer video than like my first one, but I think it was an important topic to cover, and I now have an interest in getting involved with EBPs in the future as a result of all of this happening and all this research that I did. So hope that help shed light for you on an issue that you may not have known about, and things that are being done to solve it, and maybe understanding why, if you're also a CPA exam candidate, you have that pension plan financial statement showing up now, as well as other things regarding pensions removed, like certain calculations and stuff, going literally back to just even looking at the financial statements. I think that's very interesting. All right, well, that's it for today. Good afternoon, good morning, a good night, wherever you are, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Like, subscribe, feel free to leave a comment. I appreciate you, and yeah, talk tomorrow. Bye.